like this really help it. You talked about, I mean, these projects can open doors and they can make you, introduce you to different experiences. And we talked about even the change in perspective, is that when you realise that you are part of a bigger world. For example, when people even talk about, 1 or 2 languages, some of the places people visit, maybe there's 3 languages, 4 languages that are spoken. But I think what's really brilliant about young people now is, yes, they are demanding to vote at 16. They are very interested. They are able to cope with diversity in a really good way because they don't see it as a challenge to their identity. Because young people say, okay, I have some friends who are LGBT. I have other friends who have this experience or that experience. But people, I think, are able to see the common humanity. And I think these experiences help it. But I have huge hope, I think, for young people now. One thing I would say is projects like this are brilliant for opening doors. They're brilliant for giving you wider perspectives. But I think that there's almost a... don't just go to the doors that are opened for you. Yeah. I think if you come back from these projects and you say, I'm curious what's behind all the other doors. I'm curious what decisions are being made in different rooms. I want to be able to vote at 16. I want to influence the system in my local school. I have a different idea of how my park should be run. I have an idea of different things. So the good thing about opening doors is not simply that it was nice these doors were open for you, but did you realise doors can be opened? Yeah. So I think what I think is very exciting is what young people do when they come back from projects like this, and the way they widen the perspective of their whole community, and the way they start knocking on or pushing or kind of lots of different doors afterwards. And the more young people open doors and get into the room and be part of decision making, I think we're going to have a more peaceful, inclusive, better, more creative and more sustainable future.
It just strikes me there as well, because one of the projects we did was Women in an Equal Europe, and it was interviewing different women from different countries in Europe, and just things about what they thought of feminism, about gender equality, but also what makes them happy, all of these different questions. But what struck us was that the majority of the women all said the one thing. They all said if they had a chance, they'd go back, they would do what they really wanted to do with their lives. They would follow their passion and their dream. And they wouldn't worry about what other people think about them. They would just go for it. And not worrying about what other people think is really important. It doesn't mean you don't care, because you do have to care. And you can follow your dream, but at the same time be conscious and aware of society and the world you want to live in, and make it a world where everybody can follow their dream if we can. But getting involved in Erasmus Plus projects, having the opportunity to travel and meet different people is just extraordinary. So I hope you get a chance to do it. Have you done it already? Have you been away with the projects? No? Okay, that's something you might do then with your teachers, organise an Erasmus Plus trip abroad. It's really worthwhile.
Yeah, I definitely recommend for anyone to get involved in European projects, be it students, teachers. The marketing slogan for Erasmus Plus is to enrich lives and open minds, and it has done that. I'm going to give you a blog link to our GTI blog now, okay? So you can have a look at this, so you can see how our students have actually performed in different countries. And we always ask them to give some feedback when they return. So you'll see their honest feedback on the blog in terms of how they've benefited from the experience. So it's www.gtieurope2018.weebly.com. I'll write it down for you afterwards. All right. But there's some really good insights there in terms of the benefits for young people getting involved in Erasmus+. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.